નમસ્કાર, ન્યૂઝ એટ 10 માં આપનું સ્વાગત છે. હું છું ખ્યાતિ. નજર કરીએ હેડલાઇન્સ પર. એલઆરડીની ભરતી મુદ્દે સરકારને આંદોલનકારીઓ સમક્ષ ઝૂકવું પડ્યું. 62.5% ધરાવતી તમામ વર્ગની મહિલા ઉમેદવારોની ભરતી. રાજ્ય સરકારની 1 ઓગસ્ટના 2018ના પરિપત્રને અવગણવાના નિર્ણયનો અનામત વર્ગના આંદોલનકારીઓએ કર્યો વિરોધ. આંદોલન યથાવત. ગાંધી આશ્રમ સુધી મોદી ટ્રમ્પ રોડ શો કરશે. સાબરમતી નદીમાં મારીન કમાન્ડો કરશે પેટ્રોલિંગ. કોરોનાનો કહેર યથાવત. છેલ્લા 24 કલાકમાં 100 લોકોના મોત. કુલ મૃત્યુઆંક 1677 પર પહોંચ્યો. સ્ટેચ્યુ ઓફ યુનિટીનું ટિકિટ કૌભાંડ નથી અટકી રહ્યું. તકેદારી છતાં રાજકોટની ટ્રાવેલ એજન્સીઓએ આચર્યું પ્રવાસીઓ સાથે કૌભાંડ. એલઆરડી મુદ્દે મહત્વના સમાચાર આવી રહ્યા છે. એલઆરડી ભરતીમાં 2150 બેઠક વધી. આંદોલનથી સરકાર ભીંસમાં મુકાઈ છે. રૂપાણી સરકારની મુશ્કેલીમાં વધારો થયો છે. મુખ્યમંત્રીની નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી, ગૃહ રાજ્યમંત્રી, શિક્ષણ મંત્રી સાથેની બેઠક બાદ નિર્ણય લેવાયો છે. બિન અનામતના 5 અને અનામત વર્ગના 68 દિવસ આંદોલન બાદ સરકારનો નિર્ણય મહિલાઓની 3077 જગ્યામાં વધારો કરી 5227 કરવામાં આવી છે. કટ ઓફ માર્ક્સમાં વધારો કરી 62.5 ગુણ કરવામાં આવ્યા છે. સુપર ન્યુમરી જગ્યાઓ પર ભરતી કરવાનો નિર્ણય કર્યો છે. બક્ષીપંચની બહેનોની 1834 ને બદલે 3248ની ભરતી થશે. ગુજરાત સરકારે મહિલા અનામત અંગેના તારીખ 1/8/2018ના પરિપત્રનો અમલ એલઆરડી ભરતી પૂરતો મોકૂફ રાખીને મહિલા ઉમેદવારોને અન્યાય ન થાય એ માટે 2150 બેઠક વધારીને 5227 બેઠક પર ભરતીની સમાધાન ફોર્મ્યુલા આંદોલનકારીઓ માટે જાહેર કરી હતી. જો કે આ પછી આંદોલન પાછું ખેંચાઈ જશે તેવી અપેક્ષા રાખતી સરકાર માટે નિરાશાજનક ઘટના એ છે કે આંદોલનકારીઓએ પરિપત્ર જ રદ કરવાની માંગ પર અડગ રહીને આંદોલન યથાવત રાખવાની જાહેરાત કરી છે. આંદોલન હજુ બી યથાવત છે. સરકારની મહેનત છતાં આંદોલન સમેટાયું નથી. સુપર ન્યુમરી જગ્યાઓ પર ભરતી થશે તેવું નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી કહી રહ્યા છે. આ સિવાય તેમણે જણાવ્યું હતું કે રાજ્ય સરકારે રાજ્યના પોલીસ દળમાં નોકરીની વધુ તકો ઊભી થાય તે માટે સુપર ન્યુમરી જગ્યાઓની ભરતી કરવાનો પણ નિર્ણય કર્યો છે. જેના પરિણામે અનામત અને બિન અનામત વર્ગોની બંને કક્ષાએ બહેનોને ભરતીમાં યોગ્યતાના આધારે વધુ તક મળશે. એલઆરડી ભરતી પ્રક્રિયામાં 50% ગુણાંક અને 62.5 ગુણ મેળવ્યા હોય તેવી બહેનોને લાભ આપવામાં આવશે. નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રીએ આ વિશે માહિતી આપતા જણાવ્યું હતું કે બક્ષીપંચની બહેનોની 1834 થી વધારી 3248 અને સામાન્ય કેટેગરીની બહેનોની સંખ્યા 421 થી વધીને 880 તેમજ એસસી અને ની 346 થી 588 અને એસટીમાં 476 થી વધારી 511 જગ્યાઓનો વધારો કર્યો છે. આ ઉપરાંત અગાઉના કટ ઓફ માર્ક્સમાં વધારો કરી 62.5 ગુણ કટ ઓફ કરવામાં આવતા કુલ 5227 જગ્યાઓ ઉપર બંને વર્ગની બહેનોને લાભ થશે. હાલ સરકારની કોઈ પણ ભરતી 1/8/2018ના પરિપત્ર પ્રમાણે નહીં કરવામાં આવે. ગાંધીનગર મહાત્મા મંદિર ખાતે શિખર સંમેલન ચાલી રહ્યું છે. આવો સીધા જઈએ મહાત્મા મંદિર.
Conservation of migratory birds, the conservation of critically endangered species, including the Asiatic lion, the snow leopard, and the Gangetic dolphin. And finally, for driving the kinds of transboundary cooperation that is so vital to protecting all migratory species on this planet. As the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres told the General Assembly last month, living in harmony with nature is more important than ever. Everything is interlinked, he said. The current discord between humanity and the rest of the natural world means we are in the process of tearing apart nature's web. Let this year be the year we start to repair the damage we have done and put back the pieces so that the natural world and our place in it can flourish once again. I wish you all the very best in deliberations over the coming days and your collective efforts to protect, conserve, and secure the future of migratory species on our planet. We should also remember this is about people. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Amy Frankel is the Executive Secretary of the Convention of Migratory Species and Wild Animals. We now invite Ms. Amy Frankel for her remarks.
Thank you very much. I would first like to express my deepest gratitude and appreciation to Prime Minister Modi for supporting nature and the Convention on Migratory Species by inaugurating CMS COP13. I would also like to give my most sincere and personal thanks to the leaders that grace our presence here today. His Excellency Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Honorable Minister, Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Honorable Minister of State, Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Chief Secretary, Government of Gujarat, Secretary, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Honorable Ministers, Heads of Delegation, UN Assistant Secretary and Deputy Executive Director of the UN Environment Program, Ms. Joyce Msuya. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you first to the many officials from the Government of India and the State of Gujarat who have worked so hard with us to make COP13 a reality, and for your generosity and warm hospitality. And finally, let me welcome all of the representatives of the UN, our sister conventions, and of course, all of the delegates from parties, non-parties, NGOs, and other stakeholders. Welcome to the biggest CMS COP ever. I arrived at CMS last May as acting Executive Secretary with this COP on the horizon and many CMS meetings on the calendar on gorillas, on giraffes, on turtles, on sharks, and many on birds. On about the third day, I smiled as I realized I was in exactly the right place. I grew up with the values of a naturalist, hiking not to conquer the peaks, but to stop frequently along the way, to watch a bird, admire a mushroom, and rejoice in the beauty of the forest. I am honored and energized to serve as Executive Secretary of CMS. I feel like I have come home to work on the issues that are closest to me, and I want to thank the entire CMS family secretariat, all of our parties and partners for making me feel so welcome. It was not easy to step into this role in this way after the tragedy that befell Bradley Chambers. It was his vision to hold this meeting in India, and I hope we will all do him justice and deliver an incredibly successful COP13. CMS just celebrated its 40th anniversary last year. It is therefore fitting that we start this year with CMS COP13 at this very important moment in time for biodiversity and for the planet. First, the UN Global Assessment Report on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services released last year painted a very stark picture about the state of biodiversity and species loss, including that we are at risk of losing 1 million species, which include migratory species, to extinction. We need to go even deeper and better understand what is happening to migratory species, the threats and the solutions, in order to focus and prioritize our actions. We have prepared an initial report on the status of migratory species for this meeting, and already it has some interesting findings, including that over 70% of species on Appendix 1 are declining, and that overexploitation of species, including from direct use, along with habitat loss, are the top threats to our species. Because this work is so important to the work of CMS, we have called for core funding to prepare a flagship report regularly on the status of migratory species. Second, COP13 is kicking off the Super Year for Nature. It is the first of a series of international meetings in 2020, which will culminate in the UN Biodiversity Conference, where a new strategy for the decade will be adopted. COP13 provides an important opportunity to impact this new framework, building on the stakeholder forum and the high-level segment that were held over the past 2 days. It is crucial that the priorities for CMS are reflected in this new strategy. Third, CMS has a unique role to play, and we clearly need to step up our actions. CMS is the only multilateral treaty dedicated to addressing the needs of migratory species and their habitats. At the heart of CMS is international cooperation, whether at the bilateral, regional, or global scales. This COP will consider new species listings and concerted actions, many resolutions and proposals dealing with species, as well as existing and emerging threats. In addition, I believe that with 1 million species at risk, we may need to consider whether 10 or even 20 or more listing proposals every 3 years is keeping pace, and how else we can raise our ambition and bring greater actions to bear on what is happening to migratory species. Fourth, migratory species are integral to the ecosystems in which they are found, and yes, their value can be shown in terms of dollars, euros, and rupees, but they are much more than that. Migratory species touch people's hearts. They are deeply embedded in cultures, reflected on national flags, on stamps, on coins, names of sports teams, and in spiritual practices. We need to do more to raise awareness about migratory species and nature. Finally, we need to work together, now more than ever before. CMS is just one legal instrument, and in order to address and direct the indirect and direct drivers of biodiversity loss, climate change, desertification, and other environmental problems, we need to identify common issues and priorities, such as ensuring that the SDGs, which envisioned economic and social development in step with a healthy environment, is achieved. To paraphrase Rachel Carson, the biologist most known for her book Silent Spring, our war against nature is inevitably a war against our future. We are challenged as never before to prove our maturity and our mastery, not of nature, but of ourselves. We have a very busy week ahead of us, and I hope you are all energized and ready to work hard given the stakes. With the full engagement of all of you and with the leadership of India as the next COP president, I am very optimistic about what we can do together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We now invite Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, Mr. Babul Supriyo, for his address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude and regards to the dignitaries on stage, my boss, Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Prakash Javadekar, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Rupani ji, Deputy Executive Director of UNEP, Amy, Executive Secretary of CMC, Joyce. I swapped the names. I'm sure you're going to, I migrated the names, but you're going to swap that. All honorable foreign ministers who are present here. Thank you so much for migrating from your own countries to India. I hope you like what you see, and I hope you're going to enjoy and enlighten each other with what we are going to exchange in terms of ideas, inspiration, etc. in the next few days. As Amy said, we do have a very long and strong weekend ahead of discussions and exchange of ideas. Chief Secretary of Gujarat, our very own Secretary from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, distinguished dignitaries and guests, it's a great honor that India is hosting the COP13, and we are we are celebrating, and we are very, very determined to make this world a better place for migrating species and animals who, without any kind of ATS support, air traffic control support, can fly from one place to the other. And they do that every year, seeking for love and better environment. It is also a great proud moment because in a little while we are going to have our Honorable Prime Minister, our driving force, who is going to address all of us and ceremonially kickstart this particular event. CMS brings together the countries for internationally coordinated conservation measures through migratory range of animals. This COP is an opportune time to renew contacts and discuss problems of migratory species conservation with delegates from different countries. I am proud, very proud, that the 13th COP is happening in the land of Mahatma Gandhi, who once said, "What we are doing to the forests of the world is but a mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and one another." Very interestingly, the concept of conservation of wildlife is also enshrined in the Indian Constitution itself. The Constitution says that it shall be the fundamental duty of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, wildlife, and its habitats. India, as you know, offers a rich panorama of ecosystems across its forests. It's a huge country with humongous different kinds of species and topographical and geographical diversity. Forests, coasts, and wetlands. India has been protecting its wildlife from the time immemorial. I take great pleasure in introducing to you a very traditional practice which has been celebrated in India for a very long time and which contributed towards creating the logo of this particular COP. The concept of the CMS COP13 logo is also inspired by one such Indian tradition called Kolam from southern India, which is of profound significance in the context of living in harmony with the mother nature. The people just don't decorate the doorsteps, but serve as bird and insect feed as they're drawn with rice powder every morning before sunrise. So the birds come in, they have the food, and they fly away. This unique gesture signifies our respect for all the species sublimely built into our culture. The form of the kolam is used here as the main graphic element composed of the migrating species we want to protect as part of the CMS COP13. As you all know, the theme of the CMS COP13 is Migratory Species Connect the Planet, and together we welcome them home, which is derived from the ethos of Indian culture, Atithi Deva Bhava, meaning guests are gods. In the recent past, I must tell you that the Government of India have incorporated several acts which ensures the protection of forest and wildlife, which includes the Indian Forest Act as long back as in 1927, the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, the Forest Conservation Act 1980, Environment Protection Act 1986, and the Biological Diversity Act 2002. With these continuous efforts, several protected areas have been created across the country. The number of protected areas in the country is increasing, and we are one of the few countries in the world where our forest cover has actually gone up. The total area under PA is now 1,65,088 square kilometers. To check I wish to also mention one more significant thing. To check the decline in the population of vultures in India. Vultures are great natural scavengers, and we need them in our society to keep a cleaner environment, and they are very much part of our ecosystem. To check the decline in the population of vulture in India, Government of India has not only researched but found out the reason why the population of vultures were decreasing, and it was found that the veterinary use of diclofenac, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, which is extensively used in humans, it was responsible for the mass death of vultures. However, after banning that particular chemical, the death has declined significantly, and we are hoping that we are going to get back the number of vultures that have been lost due to some carelessness. Let's celebrate this super year of biodiversity, wildlife as COP for migratory species. In a way, we are all migratory species. We fly from one city to the other. We move from one department to the other. There are several ministers here. You never know whether you're going to be the same minister in the same department. So you might today be the environment minister, tomorrow you could be the petroleum minister, you could be the coal minister today, tomorrow. So we are all migrating. While we do that, we leave one place, we wish to leave one place singing in happiness about the love that we have received there, and then fly through a very clean and enjoy our journey as we move on and migrate to another place where we are received with love and a better environment. The migratory species, none of them can speak. They sing, they make noises, but they cannot complain. And therefore, they must be very happy to know that all of us have actually got together to exchange ideas and to really have a resolute and determination to make the world a better place in the days to come. And on a lighter note, they are also going to be very happy to know that between this 15th and 22nd of February, during this entire COP, there is going to be no meat served to in any of the meals that you're going to get. So I once again welcome all of you. It's a great honor, and I hope you're going to enjoy and make world a better place and make the migratory species live a more happy life ever after. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir. We now are honored to invite Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, Shri Prakash Javadekar, for his address.
Welcome everybody. The beautiful anthem for this COP. The singer is my colleague Babul Supriyo. Big round of Vijay Rupani ji, our esteemed colleague and Chief Minister of Gujarat, Amy Frankel, Joyce Masuya, and all dignitaries on dais. This is one of the biggest COP of CME from 3,250 registration till date. So it's a huge from 130 countries, and all activists, researchers, and everybody is here. And so we welcome them all. India has to be seen in context. We have only 2.5% of the land. We have 17% of the human population, 18% of the cattle population, 4% of natural rainwater, 8% of mammals, 12% of birds, 6% of reptiles, 4% of amphibian, and 11% of piscine. So this is the diversity of India, biodiversity of India, and this is what is the strength of India. For us, nature is part of our life cycle. We say Vyashti, Samashti, Srishti, Parameshti. Vyashti is a person, Samashti is society, individual's relationship with society, then Srishti is all nature to put together, and Parameshti, that's the final goal of anybody. So we worship trees, animals, we keep part of our food for insects also. That's our culture. And therefore, this is very natural to us. Migrating species is a most fascinating topic. And we have whale shark, humpback whale, great Indian bustard, turtles, dugong, and many other migratory species also coming from various planets. My only point which I want to make is, we must ensure people's participation in conservation. I heard yesterday some panel member was suggesting we must have more stricter rules. But if we make strict rules and laws, that doesn't save planet. Planet can be saved only by having people participating in it voluntarily. And therefore, don't put unrealistic conditions for preservation and don't convert friends into enemy. This is very important. I can go on because I have no time today, but the friends of animals became against them because they thought that my livelihood has been impacted because you have done it in CITES, because you have done it in various laws, and therefore my livelihood is impacted. So he becomes anti to the very development process, conservation process. And therefore, I hope that this COP will definitely come out with solutions, and our Prime Minister, who will be inaugurating in very short time, is a real nature lover. He has a full commitment, and therefore he has created International Solar Agency, the world's greatest renewable program also, and at the same time he went to forest for Discovery Channel also, and went 5 kilometers and saw the world by himself. So he is enthusiast, committed, and understand the nature and climate change. He started first climate change department and ministry in state of Gujarat when he was chief minister. And therefore, we welcome him. And now over to my colleague, chief minister. No, he'll be speaking afterwards. So now Prime Minister will be here to address us, and we will get to know of his vision. He is a man with a vision and with a mission. And therefore, in Paris Agreement, he brought it, the Indian lifestyle or the lifestyle as an issue, and has also talked about climate justice. And in the end, he created such a legacy in lion conservation and in everywhere that everybody in the world looks to him as an environment leader, and therefore UN has awarded him with a great champion of earth award, and that's why we welcome our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi.
Thank you, sir. And it's now over to Delhi for the video linking with Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, a visionary leader working in mission mode to realize his supreme dream of regenerating and transforming India. His governance model, a development plus model for shaping a new India, is based on bold initiatives such as Make in India, Startup India, Skill India, Clean India, Digital India. Honorable Prime Minister's concern and commitment to the cause of conservation and climate change is reflected in the books authored by him, Convenient Action, Gujarat's Response to Challenges of Climate Change, and Convenient Action, Continuity for Change. In a few moments from now, we will have Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi addressing this 13th Convention on Conservation of Migratory Species. As we eagerly await Honorable Prime Minister's address, we would like to share the Gujarat experience on conservation. Our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Vijay Rupani, known for his hard work, perseverance and mass connect, is committed to the cause of conservation, and under his enlightened leadership, Department of Environment and Forests, Government of Gujarat, has a comprehensive plan for creating infrastructure for the conservation of endangered Asiatic lions and other wild animals, equipped with the latest devices in the Gir National Park and Sanctuary. Gujarat's unique launch of Karuna Abhiyan and Karuna Ambulance are a campaign for compassion towards animals, the first of its kind in the country. His concern and commitment towards conservation of wildlife was reflected in the fast action the state government took during an outbreak of the canine distemper virus, CDV, when they could procure the vaccinations from the US within 24 hours and save the big cats. The Forest Department of Gujarat, under his leadership, has become the first for radio collaring individuals of a large number of single species, the Asiatic lions. We are indeed honored to have with us Honorable Union Minister Shri Prakash Javadekar ji, a senior politician of the Bharatiya Janata Party who has spearheaded and implemented many ambitious projects, policies and programs for Government of India. Honorable Union Minister Mr. Prakash Javadekar has given a clarion call to make conservation of environment and forests a people's movement, urging youth to lend a big hand in this endeavor. We also have with us Mr. Babul Supriyo, who was introduced to the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2014, won the general elections from Asansol, West Bengal, to become the youngest minister in the Narendra Modi government. Marking the occasion of Global Tiger Day, Honorable Union Minister of State, Mr. Supriyo, launched an action plan for cross-sectoral approach on tiger conservation formulated by the National Tiger Conservation